Adrian never believed that one heart could be torn so beautifully in two directions until he found himself lost between Isabella and Sophia. Isabella was fire itself, a Spanish painter who carried passion in every breath she took. When Adrian first saw her, she stood before a canvas by the shore, brush in hand, her dark hair wild in the wind, her eyes locked in the kind of intensity that makes the world hold still. She did not simply paint pictures. She painted feelings, and when she looked at him, it was as if she was already sketching him into her soul. Her laughter was bold, her kisses were urgent, and every moment with her felt like standing, too close to a flame, dangerous, yet impossible to resist. Nights with Isabella were a blur of candlelight, wine, and the sound of her voice whispering his name as though it were a secret spell. She loved him with reckless abandon, pulling him into her world of color and chaos, where passion drowned out reason and desire ruled every heartbeat. Then there was Sophia, the quiet storm of his life, the French pianist who never needed to raise her voice to be heard. Where Isabella was fire, Sophia was the ocean. Her blonde hair shone like sunlight across the waves. Her blue eyes carried a depth that seemed endless, and her touch was soft but unforgettable. Adrian first heard her music drifting through an open window on a summer evening, and the notes drew him in as if they were written just for him. Sophia's love was not wild but steady, not consuming but embracing. With her, life slowed down. Mornings stretched into eternity as she leaned against his chest, her fingers brushing over piano keys while her head rested on his shoulder. Their walks along the beach were filled with quiet laughter, the kind that echoed softly in memory long after. When she kissed him, it was not fire but warmth, the kind of warmth that lingered, that stayed, that made him believe in forever. Adrian's heart beat for them both in different rhythms. Isabella awakened his hunger for life, filling his nights with sparks and passion, while Sophia gave him peace, a sense of home he never knew he needed. With Isabella he felt alive, with Sophia he felt complete. It was not a question of who he loved more, but how differently he loved them. His every glance, every touch, every stolen moment with either woman only deepened his confusion. He could not deny the truth. He was in love with both, and in their arms he discovered two sides of himself he never knew existed. Adrian often wondered if the world would ever understand the conflict within him, the pull between two loves that felt equally real and equally necessary. To outsiders, it might look like betrayal, like indecision, but to him it was something far deeper, a truth his heart could not deny. With Isabella, passion surged like fire through his veins. She reminded him of the thrill of losing control, of giving in to the raw, unfiltered power of desire. Every glance she gave him was electric. Every kiss was a promise of nights that would leave him breathless. She filled him with energy, daring him to live wildly, to chase the burning moments that most people only dream of. He could feel her love in the way she pulled him close, in the urgency of her touch, in the way she made him forget the world until only the two of them existed. But then there was Sophia, with her quiet grace and tender soul. With her, love was not a storm, but a calm sea stretching endlessly before him. She gave him balance, grounding him when life felt overwhelming. In her eyes he saw safety, and in her arms he found peace. She loved him not with fire but with warmth, and her devotion was as steady as the music she played. Adrian realized he was living in the space, between two worlds, one of passion and one of tenderness. Isabella's love made him burn brighter, made him reckless and alive, while Sophia's love made him whole, made him feel like every broken piece of him had finally found a place to belong. He struggled to choose because each woman reflected a part of his own soul. Isabella was the fire in his blood, Sophia the calm in his heartbeat, and together they shaped the man he was becoming. He could not imagine life without either, and the thought of letting one go felt like losing half of himself. Love, he discovered, is not always a simple path. Sometimes it is vast and complicated, stretching beyond rules and expectations, refusing to fit neatly into the world's definitions. His story was not one of betrayal, but of the boundless nature of love, of how a single heart could beat in different rhythms for different people and still be true. In the quiet moments, when he thought of them both, he realized love was not meant to be caged or limited. It was something greater, something infinite, something that sometimes defied reason. And so Adrian accepted that his heart was vast enough for two, and in that acceptance, he discovered the greatest truth of all. Love does not always belong to just one heart. Sometimes it is too powerful, too beautiful to ever be contained. Please click subscribe to our channel. We have more stories coming as soon. Miss any new stories? Thank you for listening.